you have not done so already, order this kit after you watch this video. Just buy it.
Just go for it.
There we
Beautiful. Boom. So we ran into a slight problem.
So we're poor.
The diff mounts on the bracket are Allen heads for some reason.
Despite being incredibly broke. So we figured out if you use this 3/8 head on there, it's actually really tight. And I really want to get this project done. So just as an FYI, I do not recommend doing this method. I simply just did not have an Allen set. It was my only day off and I wanted to get this job done ASAP. It was 2 in the morning. How's that diff fluid smell?
Horrible.
So fun fact, we were talking about cars and it got a little too far, I guess. Okay, before anyone says anything, we just decided to do it this way because it would be easier for us. We ensured that the differential fluid levels were adequate by removing the oil level plug, which is right next to the oil drain plug once it's installed. I don't know, I think we should throw more in there.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. And I slipped in some diff oil and yeah, I need my shoe eventually, so whatever. So we are using, it's an FCP Euro brand for the adjustable sway bar end link, and I'm maximizing the amount that I can use, not using too much. Here's it in comparison to the stock end link. We still got some room to adjust. Hopefully that'll create the clearance that we need to clear the axles. Making sure they're the same height. End links are in. So this is one of my favorite parts about making these videos for you, is that we don't have fancy equipment. We don't have the money to pay some guy to install the software this. We get to show you how to install it with basic tools on freaking jack stands too. So we are gonna have to put the axles in all at once, and the reason why we're doing this is because we tried putting the axles in when the differential was already installed. You get to learn from our mistakes and save some time. To get these axles in, we're just gonna put it all in at once. And we're taking off the trailing arm, my bad. A small little gap. I think it's supposed to be there though.
Am I clicked in?
Getting these axles in was super obnoxious.
Drop the subframe.
I mean, if you really don't want to drop the subframe, you can just, you know, take the control arm and trailing arm and every lower arm and like get one axle in along with jacking up the diff. This is what we did. You know, connect everything, the axles and the diff together, get one side in, and then the other side, just after you disconnect all the arms, just bend it. And you're gonna need like 3 people for that. We've made some progress, clearly. Just a few bolts will go inside of that.
And there's a nut behind them that are nylon. You just stick a wrench right through here and the line right up.
I'm not gonna lie, this part's pretty self-explanatory, putting these bolts in. Put 2 in at a time, rotate 180 degrees. Put the other 2 in, just don't tighten them down all the way until you have all bolts in. Then you can tighten them down as you please. But this, that was obnoxious. That was obnoxious.
Yeah, drop the subframe.
And we didn't drop the subframe like some warriors. Honestly, if you're doing bushings, just drop the subframe. It's so much better. If you're not doing bushings, I guess you can try doing it without the subframe, but we did the challenge. Oh man, it was a challenge. All right, let's reconnect this car. All right, get this. So we had to wrap this simply because it gets way too close and my custom exhaust would not work very well. And it basically rests on the differential, so you heat wrapped it temporarily until I can get some custom fabrication work done. Honestly, I think that will hold for the time being.
Alright, what else needs to be done?
All that stuff is really self-explanatory. Put a few bolts in. Your exhaust's gonna look so much different than mine. That's why I did not really, you know, record anything, simply because no one else has an exhaust like this. This is completely custom exhaust. Okay, so we did fill it up and there was a big mess, yes. And we let out the excess out of that port right there. And that's it. We put in 3 quarts and drained the excess out the side of that port right there. I also maximized the ride height on my coilovers because this hangs so much lower than the original diff did. Yeah, there's not a lot of clearance back here. That does suck, but let's see if I get some custom exhaust work done to remedy that. Aside from some exhaust fitment issues, it's pretty dang good. Great kit. Really happy with it. Oh, that's sketchy. I forgot how sketchy it was putting this thing up. Let's go, baby! Oh man, that ride height is so high. God. Yeah, let's move it a little. No, it's staying there. Maybe we went a little bit too high? Maybe we went a little too high.
I bought this car.
This kit is amazing and I want to recommend everybody to go out and buy one because I cannot envision driving this car without this kit anymore. Now, I've already mentioned earlier to go out and buy this kit. Just do it. Just do it. Now, we N54 owners have a lot to worry about already, and having to worry about our drive shafts or our rear end breaking is just another thing we don't want to deal with. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's worth it to just buy this end-all be-all solution and call it a day. And unfortunately, I'm going to deliver some bad news in a future video, so stay tuned. I promise you it's going to be worth your time.